get to the Chelsea board that, Abramovich and co, these are the guys I want to get out of my office. What sort of nonsense is that? Mourinho has been typical Mourinho over the years. And Chelsea fans will bear with me. How many times has Mourinho actually gone out to identify talent and bring him in? Mourinho is always stealing people's players. No, always. You move in.
Dr. Amwa. Hey, Dr. Amish, no. No, but that's his Indian name. Dr. Amish Batan. Amish Bachan. Interesting. You know Amitabh Bachchan. I know that. You know Amitabh Bachchan. Sorry. The Indian actor, no, the most famous Indian actor. Respect. He's called. He's hold on. His Indian acting name is Dua. You know Saka and Dua. Oh, friend, I know Amitabh. I know Amitabh. Well, let's move on. I know Amitabh. I don't know what does he know Amitabh. We got down here. Oh, Quran thing. Do you know Amitabh? Do you know Amitabh Bachchan? Benjamin, let's move on. What exactly does Sammy Kufuor bring that Diadonting supposedly didn't have?
Maybe he will not go and sleep.
No, you didn't just do that. No.
And now when you look at Diadonting, for him, he's his own enemy. No, I can't war. Get a war. A war.
No, but we don't know that for him.
But it's true. But I have spoken to people who've gone to meetings, and he comes within 10 minutes. Are you saying
no? Hold on.
Are you saying wait? I just want to get it. Are you saying that he sleeps and snores?
He sleeps
and snores.
And anytime he comes, because he's that.
You are literally trying to say that he's conditioned to come and sleep. So maybe perhaps he's even applied Odomos and things before coming. Why are you doing that?
Andre is going to go to the AFCON, and the Tenka team thinks that he's going there as a winger. They better don't take him at all. I repeat, they better don't take him at all to the AFCON. Andre goeth to that AFCON on condition that he goeth
Charlie,
to that AFCON on condition that
biblical language.
No more. He goeth to that AFCON on condition that he plays through the middle.
Thou may play through the middle.
Thou may play. No more. Thou may play through the middle, or thou may play as a lead striker, so that this country will benefit. Yehovah Zebaoth, Yehovah Shalom, Yehovah Jireh, Yehovah Mekadesh Kemba. Oh, Papa. Yehovah Bekanashine Wondaboshi. What's our baby and echo? Was Solomoji. Mele Bene. Bene Obake were you Black Star Sunny. Were you Kotoko bribery? Ke Shishila Joa Tole Joe Chichilo. Ke Lele like a hand referee bribe. I don't handle bribe. Bene Obake were Groneke Sunny ne Fena ye be. Oh, Papa, you are Ubele Yachi. Ubele Yachi. Kashinano. Amen.
97.3 Accra.
Very professional fire. Me patch on me. 3 questions, but it's in one. No problem. More fire. Mr. President, are you interested in 2014 World Cup Commission of Inquiry report?
Really?
The white paper.
What?
The 2014 World Cup. That is the Commission of Inquiry white paper. The report. Mr. President, please, are you interested? Because we've heard nothing at all from your minister and yourself. More fire. Mr. President.
Last.
Yeah.
No, that's
no. It's 3 in 1. So let me just put it. No, this is the question. Then also, do you have the courage to move for change within FA leadership in the face of gross mismanagement of the national team and the Ghana Premier League? Are you satisfied with the output of your sports minister after 1 year, Mr. President? More fire. Thank you.
Am I interested in the 2014 white paper? I think that on these matters, truth is usually the best answer. To be honest, I've forgotten about the 2014 white paper. But I have no doubt that my Minister of Sports is fully up.
Ahayabe, you say Obi Mansumbwana. Arrangements. Young person view a bear say Hankwana Moshe Nadia Yaba Egypt. World civilization Hanashasi. World civilization. If we are seeing any Bino, Shabako Simbab Mahanade. And the idea is documented. A history that center of the world civilization is Egypt. And Sana Adesinia Bejuani. Jenga Siaba Egypt. That's your Shana Mukwa. I say,
And they say, you're very much free. You're very much free. Muslim, I don't say, Ako Keda. If you never say, you say, you better make an excursion. Come on, no money. And anyway, my catch there, they were going to buy Juman. And I'm that way, one in your pencil that way, or one the guitar, pencil that I know. So, I'm going to say, now, baby, I interested in Martino. Because same Bible moons and some Yano, Yanya roadmap, Namutimko, Yanya Goshe Drive. If you say, Yabanade, Yabanade, they all say, who be a side, you're free animal. Then you have some Debino Yabacasum. Say, you call Egypt and you call you're ready to check up my power.
I am very, very happy to be here today. And I really appreciate the good work you're doing. The work of this commission will do a lot of good to Ghana football. Already it has cleared a lot of misconceptions. And my presence here will further clear more misconceptions. Because when you are in football, they think you are a thief, you are a criminal. That's the presumption. And you are presumed presumed guilty to prove your innocence. My Lord, as a justice of the Court of Appeal, will you accept that? You will not, my Lord. I don't expect you to answer. I'll answer it myself.
Manchester United. Look, the British media have done, now you the one listening to me, you the Man U fan listening to me. You think Pogba is a problem. They've said it in your head, now it is true for you. If Man U sells Pogba, me, I'm standing at the door right now. City is not far. Married couples, they divorce. So me, that Manchester United is a choice of club, not by vows. I'm going. If they sell Pogba, I'm going to Madrid. And I'm gathering people. You are taking people with you to go alone. Of course, because they've done themselves that the club is for British Manchester United fans. If you can't think about it, what? So long stuff. People are buying. Tottenham Hotspur are spending money on Tungai Ndombele. You are going to buy Sean Longstaff and Daniel James, and you are lying to me that Daniel James is on the level of Leroy Sané. Leroy Sané is sitting on the bench. Riyad Mahrez is sitting on the bench of your City rival, and you are buying Daniel James, and Jesse Lingard is going to be starting for the club next season, and you are sitting there. You expect us to be excited when you post pictures of preseason and you post new jersey, and we should be happy and we should be looking forward to the season. Me, I'm not looking forward to the season. I'm going to cry. And I don't want to waste my tears next season. I've looked at my brothers at Arsenal over the past few years, and I do not want to be in their shoes. Big you, fix the matter. Or me, I'm going. You see, for this striker, what? You see, they said the thing. They said what an elderly person will see sitting down. If you take a child and put him on a tree, he won't see it. Me, I told you people.
Please, have you been speaking to Peter Doce this night? that is from the book of Peter Doce.
You see, Manchester United, they are a very funny club.
Ortega, you never sleep the Blaster camp. You are far away, about 2 hours to the Blaster camp.
Just you have access with minister. That's why you rather come and take joy with the officials and the players, and even though me myself I say to you come and chop Kenan and Banku. You chop Kenan and Banku and tilapia. Me Langabe, I give you this food, and you go out and go and say so many things against the players. Let me tell you, Otiga, the capacity of Igbe Manche, if Gamanche was sleep, you see something when I come to Accra. Thank you for the word so sweet. Thank you for the Otiga, the fundamental disease thing where you do. We'll be meet again.
Yehovah Zebaoth. Mene soha. Nima soha. Nama soha. Yehovah mene no bale waba. Wake na bale aba. Noni sa. Ya nukwali befan. Obani Ghana biali. Wandabushi. Wake ukawo anye pepepe. Kaja shishije. Kashi nagbe. Bino ba agbe ni program na yowa. Wake obele yeachi. Obe ebachi. Edaka nukwali so no ba yue. No bale waba ye yesu ba me.
Welcome, and welcome again. Sports Panorama live. Citi 97.3. You know what time it is. The best 90 minutes of your life. Benjamin Nketia here. I'm typically not in the business of giving myself names, but there's only one name I'd like to go by. Lashibi Cristiano. The step over king. The god of the shimmy. The man who made the Rabona relevant again. Lashibi Cristiano. Need I say more? Okay. The man of the names. Charlie, looks like the new money has run down. The punk is looking less luxurious. The beard is looking ragged. Even the iPhone screen is a little cracked. Troubled times. Apparently last week to end the show, he was giving shout-outs to solicit free haircuts. Today, I'm going in. Amachi Dede's cousin. Pogba's stepbrother. The Oracle. Octopus Paul's missing nephew. Daniel Cranting is in the building. Hi, Gordon.
Hello.
The only man I know who is capable of wearing a cap within the working day. Charlie, like the guy, when he's in the mood, he wear a cap. When he's in the mood, he wear a cowboy hat. Like, nobody can stop him, Charlie. When you are from Winterfell, you do as you like. Tumu Jon Snow. Tumu VVD. A.K.A. Agnes Boache. A.K.A. Kofi Nsia. That name nearly got missing within the cluster of names, but it is back. Fentio Tahiru Fentio is here, aka the Athletics Colossus. He has acquired new names too. These days, I am hearing that the pianist, international relations analyst, the lyricist, the journalist has acquired a new name called what? Nalamle. AKA the step back shot, Steph Curry's cousin, Kemba Walker's crossover. Charlie, Nalamle pa. Ironically, Rabbi isn't in the building today. Man, where is the Rabbi? He will probably join us in a bit. But you're welcome to the show. Join us via text and WhatsApp 0549986996, 0549986996. Of course, you can tweet at me on Twitter at Kojon Ketia. Use the hashtag Sports Panorama. And the show, of course, is proudly brought to us by Betway. And like we always do, we'll give you the Sports Panorama Betway picks of the week at the end of the show. But guys, guess what? We have new partners, new brothers, new recruits onto the game. Charlie, Sports Panorama welcomes DSTV. Let me tell you something. If it wasn't for DSTV, like me, I don't know that Ghana will have a Formula 1 following. Hey! See, I'm still in awe.
Yeah,
I am still in awe.
Take all your words back.
No,
take all your words back.
I take it all back. I am still in awe of the sort of enthusiasm that was shown at the launch of the Premier League season. We were launching the Premier League season, oh. People too were doing their own Bottas and Hamilton.
Oh yeah.
Over there.
Oh yeah.
Guys were actually wearing Bottas jerseys. That's how serious it was.
So now you understand why all your slandering remarks about Formula 1 in Ghana at the very beginning when I tried to speak my mind on it, now you get it. You take it all back. Everything you said about Formula 1 not having a following, about nobody caring about Formula 1 in this country, do you take it all back?
That following can fit in a room though, but in Canada. Well, DSTV, they say that this September, DSTV Day for you. Join us every week as we follow the exploits of our Ghanaian boys in the soccer leagues as they make us proud. Stars like Kevin Prince Boateng, Mubarak Wakaso, Pate Lumo Dede, and Andrea Yu, as well as Kodwa Samoa, to name a few. Buy a DSTV Zapper for just 199 Ghana cedis, and you will get 2 months access subscription, valid for a limited time only. Call 0302 740 540, 0302 740 540, and let September count with DSTV and feel every moment. Okay, on the menu today, the extraordinary Congress of the Ghana Football Association was held. The main meal, as far as that particular Congress, had to do with Articles 26 and 37. The composition of Congress and also the board, as well as term limits for members of the board and the president. We'll be talking about that in a bit. Ghana's Black Meteors were in action today against their counterparts from Algeria. It was not pretty. I'll be telling you about that also. And then, to go back to the Congress issue, we'll have to spend some time to look at some of the interesting names. In fact, some of the names that have popped up who supposedly want to contest the GFA presidency. Now, Dr. Kofi Amwa, who is chairman of the Normalization Committee, stated that at the end of the Congress, that the end of the Congress significantly meant that elections had officially been open. Now, the roadmap for the election will be outlined in the coming days. I mean, that has to do with when to pick up forms, how much forms will cost for eligible candidates, and of course, the integrity test, the dreaded integrity test. That will also be on the cards as well. The Euro 2020 qualifiers are happening. World Cup qualifiers in the CAF zone also happening. Ghana's own Bashir Hayford.
Yeah.
Charlie, you know what somebody needs to do for me?
Bashir.
No, you know, friends, you know what you need to do for us?
We need to send you to Somalia.
No, you need to find everybody on this show and our listeners that Bashir Hayford exit letter from Ashanti Gold.
Oh, you got it.
I need it.
Oh, give me 5 minutes.
I need it.
Give me 5 minutes.
I need it, please.
Oh, please.
So we'll talk about that as well. It's a packed show. And like I said, 0549986996. Also tweet at me at Kojon Ketia. Sports Panorama is the hashtag. Nathan, let me begin with you. Before we get into the details of yesterday's Congress. Oh, relax.
No more.
What is it?
Alaji Busa. Do you remember the... Oh, you don't remember... Yo, okay, you guys have... It seems you guys are... After the comment, which we will get to, when people started making noise, you didn't listen to him, eh?
We'll be getting into Grunsamania in a bit. Yeah, Grunsamania.
Coming to its point, the Goro boys of Ghana football are RFAs. I'm coming. The RFAs, they kill what he's saying, they kill all of what he's saying. No course in any region in Ghana here. No course. We are not playing. I'm coming to its point. The Goro boys of Ghana football are RFAs. I'm coming. The RFAs, they kill what he's saying, they kill all of what he's saying. No course in any region in Ghana here. No course. We are not playing. I'm sorry for using the Guru boys.
You see why I won't make you play that part?
See, no, you know what? No. Listen, let me listen to Alaji Grunsa again. Play it again.
But I'm coming to its point. The Goro boys of Ghana football are RFAs. I'm coming. The RFAs, they kill what he's saying, they kill all of what he's saying. No course in any region in Ghana here. No course. We are not playing. I'm sorry for using the Guru boys.
See. No, relax. I need to do a quick 10 seconds of silence for Alaji Grunsa. The legendary Alaji. 10 seconds. Okay, let's go. Charlie, the guy, he's a legend. But like I said, let me just summarize for those of you who are just joining us. The Congress, it sounds big, extraordinary. The most significant bits of the Congress summarized. The clubs have agreed to a 12-member board. Now, this 12-member board will replace what used to be called the Executive Committee. It will replace what used to be called the Executive Committee. Now, 6 positions will be elected, with the remaining positions also going to... remaining 6 going to various bodies within the Football Association. Now, if I remember right, the Premier League clubs will have one representative. Mm-hmm. Division 1 will have one representative on there. Juvenile football and the likes will also have one representative on there. And then Women's League will have one rep on there, leaving what? PFAG have one more.
RFA
have one. And then the remaining 6 will be elected. So that's what the 12-member board will be composed of. And then the clubs have also agreed to a 120-member Congress. Previously, it was 123. Yeah. So now we have 120 members of Congress.
Let's add the fact that per the draft, the NC wanted 94, and then the clubs pushed, and the number was sent back up to 120.
Yes. Now the regional FAs will be getting 2 representatives each, instead of the 3 that they used to enjoy. Now the clubs also stated that they wanted 2 terms of 4 years for the new president and 3 terms of 4 for the members. Now they voted to pass this new amendment. So now this has been done. The next part is where the difficulties lie. The elections itself, the election roadmap, the integrity test, the people to contest, and what's not. Nathan, initial thoughts on the extraordinary Congress, the fact that the amendments were made, progress has been made going forward, and the underlying factor that everybody seems to want football to come back.
Yeah, for me that was the biggest indication I got. Everybody I interacted with informally kept saying the same thing, that look, Charlie, everybody, Charlie, as an actual ball, we need to play football. The ball India was here, but stuff like that. Everybody wants football to come back. I just think that all the back and forth between the delegates and the NC was to make sure that the field was quote unquote fair, and that everybody felt they would have enough representation and enough of a say in the running of Ghana football going forward. That's why I suspect that they had time, or they spent a lot of time picking apart the draft and highlighting the areas that they thought they had issues with. For example, composition and all that, the back and forth, 12 people, the Companies Act and all that. I think all of those things were simply because the clubs and the delegates by extension and the NC were all trying to find some good middle ground. And I was very impressed with the arguments made by certain people, let's say by the delegates, because the people who spoke on behalf of the delegates. I was very, very impressed with some of the submissions I had. I thought Randy Abbey put things into the right context, that they needed to clear the grey areas, because if not, and they did a wholesale agreement, they would be hamstrung for 4 years. They would have a lot of these things on their necks as weights. It will slow the process down. And then 4 years down the line, they would have to go and change things. The back and forth wasn't necessary. So I was happy that people like Mr. Randy Abbey applied a lot of the experience he had seen over time. And then somebody like Frederick Achampong, CEO of Ashanti Gold, I was also impressed with the role he played in articulating the standpoints of the delegates and all the issues they had. And I was also impressed with the normalization committee, especially Dr. Kofi Amah. I was happy with how he was willing to listen to a lot of the things that were said. And was ready and willing to bend to make sure that things would progress. I was really delighted.
He didn't have a choice.
Well, I mean, Chris, we can say that he didn't have a choice, but he still could have sat there and said, you know what, I won't listen. This is what we are doing. Let's all do it and go home.
No, he couldn't have that.
Whatever. But I was impressed with the stance he took, and the fact that he listened to them, and the fact that at every point he stressed that they needed to get these steps right to ensure that they would move forward. So in all, I thought it was a successful, extraordinary Congress. Everybody was expecting drama, because typically the GFA's Congress all have drama. But I think the FA did something extremely proactive by putting out that statement that bad people who had been implicated one way or another in the Anas tape, I think it saved the Congress from descending into a farce and a comedy show. And I think it was nice to see that certain characters were not there to like come and cause problems. I said certain characters.
Like to give us certain names?
Exactly. Because to say certain characters means you knew about certain characters.
Which characters? No, I will not go down certain roads. The only thing
today your favorite word is certain.
I'm coming. Is that
certain characters and certain roads?
Certain no, sorry.
Another certain.
At other times, let me gather myself. At other times, we would have seen certain gentlemen showing up with all kinds of documentation and
like
causing all kinds of shenanigans.
Gentlemen who have certain colors attributed to their nicknames. But let us proceed. And we'll proceed. Sorry. Back to the main
diplomatic shade. Diplomatic shade.
Back to. Let's get on side.
I like it.
So I was happy with what I witnessed. I think that we've cleared that part. And it's important for everybody to know that the next step is a very crucial step. Maybe slightly less crucial than the Congress, because the Congress actually sets the tone for every single thing. But I'm happy that we've gone past that. And now we are about to open the door for people to throw in their hats. That's also another completely very interesting chapter. And we'll see all kinds of names popping up. But on the face of it, I was happy with what went on. And I'm sure the delegates are also pleased with the kind of work they put in, because I think they'll have to take this success for themselves. They're putting a lot of work. Yes, the NC did, but I think the clubs did a lot of work to highlight the grey areas and to insist that the grey areas were cleared for their own good and benefit before the next step of the process went on.
Like I mentioned, we'll be getting into talk of the individuals who are looking to put themselves up to become the next president of the Ghana Football Association, but we'll dabble in the Congress a bit. Fent, you were there as well. Your takeaways from the Congress overall, what happened in the end is that...
I think for all of us on the desk, Francis Harris seemed extremely excited by the... At the point, I even thought he had
you have to count.
No, at the point, there was a part of me that thought like he had a club somewhere.
He's excited. He's just excited that football is coming back.
Yeah.
Snap thoughts, and then we move forward.
You really want snap thoughts from me?
If you don't make it snappy, I'll snap it for you.
Click.
That's 50.
Alaji has infected all of us. But you see, first of all, before I even go, okay.
But I'm coming to his point. The Goro boys of Ghana football are RFAs. I'm coming. The RFAs, they kill what he's saying. They kill all of what he's saying. No coach in any region in Ghana here. No coach. We are not playing. I'm sorry for using the Guru boys.
No coats in the anywhere.
No. He said no any. No any coats in the anywhere.
Please stop.
The part say they beat me with the apology. You should see the video, which is on our YouTube channel, by the way. The lack of sincerity in Alaji's face after he said, "I'm sorry." He looked straight with a slight smile. I'm sorry for using the Goro voice. If he was truly sorry, he would repeat the Goro voice in the apology.
But I'm curious. I like who are the Goro boys?
Thank you very much for asking.
You want to ask about Goro boys?
Thank you very much for asking.
Drop certain names.
Thank you very much for asking. Nathan Kwa, thank you very much for asking. Since you want to know, I may now go through the list of the 10 Goro boys Alhaji Gruza is talking about.
Please, do us the honors.
Now, Goro boy number 1. Western Regional FA Chairman.
I knew it was coming.
Kojo Yanka. Now, to give you a bit of context, and again, the context is on our YouTube channel. Why Alhaji made this remark was simple. When Fred Achi spoke on behalf of all of the clubs and wanted a representation of 2 delegates each from the RFAs and just 1 representative on the executive council, Kojo Yanka, he got up after Kofi Amwa asked whether Achi was speaking on behalf of everybody. Kojo Yanka, he stood up and he said that the presentation Achi was making was not on behalf of the RFAs.
Speak for yourself.
He said, speak for yourself, thank you. And he stood up and he said he was here to fight for the RFAs. And his reason was simple. Previously, in the delegate list, the RFAs were entitled to 3. So every RFA
came to Congress with 3 delegates. That is number 1. Number 2, on the Executive Council, in the previous administration, there were 22 of them.
Which was called the Executive Committee.
There were 22 of them. Now listen to this. All 10 regional FA chairmen were automatic members of the Executive Committee. But this time round, according to the new draft, the Executive Committee or the Executive Council shall be made up of only 1 representative from the RFAs. Only 1 overall. Previously, all 10 of them were automatic members. Now they will only have 1 slot in the Executive Council. So he got up and he was furious at those numbers. And he was livid. And he said, if for nothing at all, they want to maintain their 3 delegates at Congress. That was his demand number 1. His demand number 2 was when he said that they must go back to the old practice of making sure that RFA chairmen were automatic members of the Executive Council. Now, the Executive Council is no longer made up of 22 people. It's made up of, by law, a maximum 12. You have 10 RFAs, soon to be 16. Now, you want them to make you automatic members of the Executive Council, which means that in a few months' time or in a year's time, when the FA sets up new FA offices in the remaining 6 new regions, we'll have 16 RFA chairmen who would, by law, be automatic members of the Executive Council that can only be made up of 12 people. Where would the Premier League people come from? Which people will be elected? So it wasn't feasible. That was when Radiabe stood up and spoke against it. So now it became RFA chairman versus the other football people versus the clubs. That was when Alhaji stood up, took the microphone, and he had his own bites at the RFA chairman. That's the context of what really happened. He said they were useless and they did not merit ESCO status. Because previously, the RFA chairman, think about it, 22. The RFA chairman alone were 10. 10. That's nearly half of the ESCO. These guys were controlled by, according to some people, by Kwesi Nyantakyi. Because he buys them pickup trucks from the World Cup money, use it for your operations. When it comes, it's rubber stamping the everything. 10 of them, all of them are voting in favor. It can't be. So Kojo Yanka said that every RFA had peculiar problems. So one person can't represent all of their interests. That was his argument. So every one of them needed to be there. And Alhaji said, no, you don't do anything even at the regional level anyway, so you don't need to be there. Having said that, there is no any cold football. Yes. There's no any cold football in the anywhere. That's what Alhaji said. And if you are interested in why Alhaji said they are the Goro boys, that was why. Because the accusation or the allegations were that the RFA chairman were basically errand boys for Kwesi Nyantakyi. Let's put that in context. That's why he calls them Goro boys. And we know what Goro boys are. Now, who are the 10 Goro boys? That's the ultimate question.
That was the question I asked, and I have not answered.
I've given you context, certain context, you see.
So people should read in between the lines and figure
out certain context. Now, Greater Accra, Eddie Doku. RFA chairman for Greater Accra.
You cannot just mention the name Eddie Doku and just
Jacket
leave
man.
it and just don't
please.
No,
Nketia has all the appellations.
I beg you.
The hat-trick hero.
The jacket. It's not the jacket man.
The jacket, yes.
AKA the jacket.
That's right.
The jacket, or you can call him
hat-trick hero.
the pockets.
The hat-trick, yeah. The perfect hat-trick.
Yeah. Top guy.
Right pocket, left, yeah. Oh, this one was back. So it wasn't a header. Yeah. No. We settled it the last time. It's not a jacket, it's the coat.
Yes. I'm sorry, please.
Thank you.
Apologies.
We settled this the last time.
Apologies.
It's a coat.
That's not a jacket, it's a coat.
There's a difference between a jacket. Do you see what?
Sold to
accommodate.
See, he knew what he was going to do on the day. So if you look at the you can clearly see that no more party again will react. A envelope me. Oh, for me, in the media look 20 city notes, eh?
Yeah.
I mean, teen again.
The quote. So he's gone. He's Goro boy number 1.
Please list them for us.
Upper West Region. Said Zida, the owner of Burger or Stars. That's him. Is Goro boy number 2. Goro boy number 3. When we get there, because 2 of the Goro boys have passed away. So when I get to their names, I will lower my voice. So if you go to the Eastern Region, A.A. Lawal, may he so rest in peace. That's the Goro boy there. He's gone with all the Goro. If you go to Volta Region, Francis, is it Dugbache? Dugbache. Francis Dugbache. He's here. He's alive. If you go to Ashanti Region, or said Tutu Ajman, aka Kotoro.
He's a Mugabe. That guy. He's a Mugabe.
If you go to Northern Region, he has also left, but the name will sound familiar. Al-Hassan Abdullahi. Do you remember Al-Hassan Abdullahi?
How can I forget?
Yeah, that's the guy.
The man who led Kwesi Nyantakyi.
In fact, if I tell you about the things I saw with Al-Hassan Abdullahi in the lead up to number 2, if I drop that type of information here,
Nana,
the station will burn down.
Then we go to, so that's Goro boy from the Northern Region. You go to Goro boy from the Central Region. MNS the late. May his soul rest in peace. Then you go to, this is where the real Mugabe is, Ben. If you didn't know, Augustine Asante Brona Hafu.
Oh, yes.
They call him the B.A. Mugabe. You know how long he's been there? Forever. Forever. I have known about Augustine Asante being BA Regional FA chairman for the longest time ever. He's there. And you know how they use the Goro boys? Let me give you a very good example. The Goro boys are usually management committee chairman of the youth teams and the women's teams.
Yep.
Augustine Asante, under 17 women's team.
Kotoro,
under 20 women's team. All of the Kojo Yanka was one of those who went to where was Papua New Guinea.
The irony about Kojo Yanka is that he's barely ever even.
You remember the story? He went to Papua New Guinea. Sexual harassment. You don't remember the story?
Hey, Kojo Yanka and Nana Bain Eisen.
Thank you.
Touching.
The one who was accused of
Touching.
They didn't touch. They said they only looked and passed comments at underage girls.
Wow.
In Papua New Guinea. In fact, they were banned by FIFA, but they were still operating here in Ghana.
For unlawfully coutring in their mind.
They didn't, in their mind, okay. And then Alhaji Sadogo is for the Upper West Region. So that completes the list of all the 10 Goro boys. 2 of them are late. 1 of them has resigned. Or what? Resigned, yeah? Al-Hassan. He's resigned. He's left.
Resigned? No.
What did he do?
I don't know what he did, but he was like kicked out.
He wasn't kicked out. Who kicked him out? Okay. He wrote a letter and said he was leaving the job.
Okay.
And said
and since then he has disappeared from the face of the
earth.
earth.
Yes.
Well, I'll take Daniel's thoughts, snap, and then I'll take Coach's thoughts before we move on to the next item. Daniel, your takeaways from the Congress there. Alhaji Grusa's shenanigans were on parade. Kojo Yanka did his own thing. Fred Achi was articulate. Finish it off for us.
Alhaji Grusa is my very good friend.
Yeah. Oh, yes. You and Alhaji Grusa have history. For those who don't know.
It's okay.
Oh, okay. I'll tell the story another day.
I just had to greet. But look. All in all, I'm just excited. First of all, it was a success. We can now move to the Electoral Congress, and hopefully all of this will be done and dusted. But look, there are 2 things that caught my attention. First of all, Luka Nicola.
Oh boy.
He didn't come to play.
No, look, Now, Luca Nicola comes to sit there.
For those who don't know, Luca Nicola
Was
is
a
FIFA's representative on the NC's committee. It oversees affairs generally. He's
head of FIFA Member Association Governance Services. Right? So he's in charge of governance.
Yep.
He should play his voice for...
When there's any normalization matter, he's there.
He's the guy. So Luca comes to sit down, and his opening remarks, he basically threatens the clubs. Accept it
or no
elections. And look, I thought that was a wrong stance. Very, very wrong. Now look, I feel, first of all, this is my personal opinion. Once normalization of Ghana football was being done, and there was a committee who were reviewing statutes and trying to amend them, you do it with the clubs. You sit with them, you go through, you bring your suggestions, they bring theirs, so that when you come out with the final thing, it's more or less agreed with, and you don't have to do this back and forth. But if you go and do your own thing and you come and try and impose it on them, obviously, things are going to get messy. And for him to come and pick the mic and just make that statement, accept it or no Congress, look, they have to understand that the football people also wanted the right thing to be done. They also want the right thing to be done. And they are not going to sit there and just accept anything. Because look, there were some of the statutes that they will virtually and basically not be comfortable with going through for the next 4 years before they'll have to change it. There are some petty things that obviously they can overlook and they can live with. But there were some that they really could not wait 4 years. So these things had to be discussed. Then for him to come and stand there and tell us that accept or no, that was very wrong. And he was put in his place by quite a number of people. And I was very happy about that. Now the next one that caught my attention, in fact, the one I was most happy with, the statutes I'm most excited about is the auditing of the accounts and the publishing in the
national dailies.
I'm happy. I'm happy because look, money has been a real problem. During Nyantechi's administration, everybody was wondering how much money does the GFA have. GFA basically don't have money for anything, but they have money when it comes to do with themselves. That's when the money is. But anytime there's Black Stars Matter, Black Queens Matter, nobody had money. So now everybody is going to see how much money they have, how much they spend, what they use it for. And I think, look, it's going to settle a lot of nerves. It's going to take away a lot of doubts. Yeah. And that is what we want to see. Transparency, accountability. That is what people want to see. That is what we want to know.
Just a quick one, especially if you look at the fact that FAs all around the world are getting support from their regional bodies. So we are in Africa, we get support from CAF.
Yeah.
FIFA gives money. For example, if you go to the FIFA financial report, there's a budget line for the development of women's football.
Mm-hmm. It's all part of the FIFA Forward program.
So it is important that we know what comes in. Then we can all look at the things ourselves.
What is being used for? Look, when I heard that thing, I was absolutely excited. I'm looking forward to the first one.
Yeah.
Just to see.
No, but Daniel, we can start from Dr. Amwa and his people, isn't it?
Coach, relax for Dr. Amwa, please. I beg you today, relax for Dr. Amwa.
No, but he's received some good sums of money.
Relax for him. Relax. I beg
some
you.
Good sums of money.
He's not the item on the table today.
No, but what I'm saying is that it is good to audit the account of everybody.
True.
Dr. Amwa, this NC, they've received some good cash. Good cash.
Look, just quick.
They would need to account for it before they exit that place.
Quickly,
for me, I'll be shocked.
I don't think that is out of order at all.
Yes.
Let me just quickly wrap up by saying, Madam Naudo Fulenoti, she totally earned my respects there. How articulate she was, how strong she was, how firm she was.
She seemed a little intolerant at a point.
At a point, because
which was necessary.
Let's face it, some of the suggestions and they were petty. Yeah. Grown men like this should not be making such silly.
Hey, the kid.
Look, no, honestly, some of them were just not needed. And she's talking and she's trying to make a point, and somebody's shouting something completely silly in the background. She needs to put them in their place, and she did exactly that. I was very happy after she had finished. I understood, took everybody through one by one. Made them understand why they had made certain changes, made them understand why things were this way, not that way. And at the end of the day, you could tell that everybody there was satisfied at a point. So look, she did a fantastic job, and hats off to her.
Let me get to your messages because they've been coming through. This one's spiced kontomire from Kotobabi. Wow. Me love that name. Spiced.
Charlie, but where's Ojo?
Charlie Ojo, Kwabena Khalid.
Ojo.
See, wherever you are, text into the show. If you want to call into the show, we'll pick your call. Only you. Text into the show or call into the show. He says, I'm very enthusiastic as to who the new president for the GFA will be. I want to see his influence, especially on the local game, and also his self-respect when it comes to stuffing money into polythene bags. Hey, Charlie.
Whoa.
Kwesi Asan from Tema says that, hi Ben, we the Association of Goro Boys are still not happy with Alhaji Grusa, even though he apologized. Tell him that Goro is another big-time business on its own. Nanayao from Tema Community 9 says that, thank God it's Friday. It feels great to listen to the Citi Sports team and your professional analysis in terms of sports. The rest are Goro Boys. Omwada, Citi FM, Relevance Radio always. Langabel in Kintampo, please. That name has been trademarked. You can't be Langabel from anywhere. It says, I bet you, Ben, Grusa is the only football Robert Mugabe in Ghana currently. He do all. Please, I need a little bit of clarity on why Chelsea let go of Cahill. Really? Clarity, Papa Bay.
He was out of contract. Finish.
Yes,
Michael Kuma from Inside Community 1 says, I am shocked Daniel James has 2 fantastic goals and still wasn't included in the Goal of the Month award. Hey! Ima from North Legon says the Goro Boys, what?
It's probably saying that like the biggest
goal boy of them all was the Eastern Regional Chairman AA Lawa. God bless Alhaji Grunsa plenty. Truth hurts. PTA from Livingfield says even the Goro Boys were 10. Even when they were 10, they helped their boss to collapse our football. Thank God they won't be there anymore. Sports Panorama hashtag, you say. This one says ho 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 in Alhaji Grunsa's voice. Say you guys are electrifying my airwaves this evening. I can't stop laughing. It's good to hear the football breeze blowing once again. May my Kotoko need football back, so we continue dismantling the other clubs here. Bedroom Maestro.
He doesn't know what is coming on
from
Sunday.
Accra, Newtown.
No, he doesn't know what is coming.
Talking about Go Boys. Last night I was going home, so I made a detour to buy a drink, and then the filling station I drove into, they had this pastor who was preaching. The next thing I heard, the pastor was talking about. He said, "Oh, some people are dishonest in Ghana. Look at football people. Look at Go Boys. Look at people like..." He mentioned all kinds of names.
Please mention the names. I beg you.
He said,
if you are seeing the story and you are not prepared to say the name.
He said that he comes from the Eastern region. He cannot believe it. That people like AA Lawal are there and football in the Eastern region is dead. I said, wow, for a pastor,
preaching.
For a pastor to get to this point, challenge, then he must have been very upset.
Rabbi, you have not expanded and extended your vocal cords today.
Also,
you didn't bless the parish.
It's because I was late, and I sincerely apologize to our listeners.
It's never too late for prayer.
Yeah. You are my job.
Please.
Oh. Look, take it or leave it. That man is blessed. You see, we need people like this to say things as they're supposed to be said. For me, when I heard the word Goro, I thought it was my Michi Goro.
No.
Wait, what?
Oh, no more. Michi Goro and
You are out of order. No. Are you saying? Wait, hold on a second. Hold on.
All of the stout members.
Hold on a second.
Of Michi Goro.
Why now? Relax. Are you saying that there is a Mijingoro Academy?
Of course.
There's a Mijingoro Academy.
There's a Mijingoro Academy. So when I heard Goro, but I like them in all Michigoro. Which I would have bought because I know what it does for me. But upon sober reflection, I realized that no, he was referring to another type of Goro. And I was trying, what sort of Goro is Alhaji referring to? The likes of Lawa, the likes of Jacket Man, the likes, so many other. I said, wow, Gruza. Look, as to why he was made to apologize, maybe under the circumstance he had to apologize so that we'll move on from there. But at the end of the day, look, Ben,
you disagree with it?
Of course. Look, I have done course for the rest of my life, and I still do course. My team is just here. For over 5 years now. No more. What league come? These boys keep coming to training and going, coming to training and going. Now, when you even go to call the boys to come and train them, they don't want to come. Because at that stage, it is the competition that inspires them to want to play football. So for 5 years now and beyond, We've not had any major league. And at least these Goro men should have at least so Elijah, there is no any cause anywhere. Is that what he said?
Exactly what he
said. I want
said.
to quote him. There's no cause anywhere. And for me, look, he said everything that I wanted to say. If I'd gotten the opportunity, I would have gone straight to the Goro people and dealt with them. You understand what I'm saying? So yes, maybe he was made to apologize. But maybe the description was a bit harsh. But that is the truth. That is what exactly can Lawa and what sort of legacy? One person has a legacy, a very distinct legacy, of course. Jacketing money. Distinct legacy. He jacketed the money. He said the money. Boshka 20 CD no 20 keke we go to kulem. Keke kulem. Oh, when me boada. That was the sort of legacy he left. But going forward, I'm happy.
After all that, you're like, he mashed the envelope.
You see, after he took the 20 cities note, he just mashed the envelope like that.
He gave it back to the he gave it back.
He gave it back to the one who gave it the pin. Come on, this is not what I need. What I need, I have jacketed. He jacketed the money in his pocket, in his coat, political suit. I remember those days, the Gold Coast era. Those were the sort of suits that our people were wearing.
Yeah, my late granddad had a Widex. He had a good collection of political suits when he worked with Rollins.
Exactly. So for me, I'm happy football is back. Look, take it or leave it. I think the MC, whether they like it or not, they had to bend. Look. Everybody who saw whatever they brought initially, it is clear that when they actually brought what they had said FIFA had approved, and they heard some of us speak on the matter, football people speak on the matter, they went back to adjust. Because the document they presented, if you go back and compare it with what they had brought originally, was completely different. So they had to bend. And to me, that was a complete waste of time. All they could have done was to engage the people. Simple. So that you will not have a FIFA man who was coached to come and threaten people. To threaten. That if you don't... What? But I'm happy that football people got him to understand that it is not about anybody extending any mandate here. The sort of amendment we are requesting for will be done here and now. The rest, when the football people themselves take over, they will amend their own things. What I like, so many clauses in that thing will be changed to conform to that of FIFA. I can't wait for football to return back to football people, because I think that this NC have been a complete failure. We had the wrong people normalizing our game. Take it or leave it. All our national teams under their watch have gone worse. And today, Fent and myself were at the stadium. Look, man, we should forget about Japan. I'm sure we'll come there next.
Sports Panorama proudly brought to us by Betway and also by DSTV. We'll take a quick break on the show. When we come back, we'll talk some under 23 football, because Ghana's Black Meteors were up against their counterparts from Algeria in a game that ended 1-1. Ghana needed 2 penalties to stay alive. It's not looking pretty at all. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Travel the country in just 30 minutes on the U-Tour bus.
I'm just coming from the home or from the palace of the new Yana. This is our story being told.
Journeys to explore.
From the plains to the greens to the scenery to everything. There's so much we need to do, to boost tourism around this area. Ooh, that guy was just getting up.
Learn and indulge in the culture and lifestyle of the people. U-Tour shows on Citi TV every Saturday at 1 p.m.
Dribble, tackle, and pass from your favorite superstars. Always in HD, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Only on SuperSport on DSTV, where it's always football time.
Welcome back to Sports Panorama. My name is Benjamin Nkesi. I'm hanging out with the guys, Coach Christopher Nimley, Nathan Kwa, Fentio Tahiro, and Daniel Cranton. Yourself, you can join us via text and WhatsApp on 0549986996. Show proudly brought to us by Betway and also by our new guys on the block, DSTV. Charlie, their HQ slaps. If somebody speaks to you in that language, you understand? Say the HQ, the headquarters slaps. Yeah. Hi, state of the art. Wow, a whole felt dread.
Wow,
Missy DSTV headquarters. A whole felt dread.
They have more rules.
I say.
Shout outs to Neoma Dagadu and all the Mr. Cecil Sunkwa Mills. He's a mobile as well.
And they have their big games to back it.
The only disappointing bit for me about Mr. Sunkwa Mills is that he's a Chelsea fan, but that's a conversation.
How is that disappointing? I take exception to that.
I haven't invited you into any conversation.
But I'm right here.
Your microphone is even off. If you take exception, you can go outside the studio and go and take your exceptions. Coach, let's talk about let's talk about Ibrahim Tanko and his charges and how Ghana obtained 2 penalties today.
2 very bad penalties.
Wasted one and scored one to keep their hopes. I'm sure he's going to get into it.
Bad in which sense?
I'm sure he's going to get into it. But coach,
all day they were never penalties.
Overall, your assessment of that game and then your highlights as well.
Look, Ben, to be honest with you, I'm so disappointed because I'm one of those people who believe that we needed to score a minimum of 3 goals to stand any chance whatsoever of eliminating the Algerians in this tie. And 1-1 today at the stadium, even if you look at the body language of the technical team, you look at the players, they themselves are aware of how maybe impossible the task is for them to go all the way to Algeria and qualify. Because for those of us who are at the stadium, there was everything wrong with our team. Everything. Maybe I saw only 3 good things. And there were 3 very intelligent players on the pitch. The goalkeeper, 1. The Brecum Chelsea centre back. Friend, you help me with his name. The child. No, not him.
The other one, Zachary.
Yeah, a fantastic player. And I think Dawda Mohammed in that second half really did show that we needed to up our game. We needed to up the tempo. We needed to intensify whatever we were doing.
Zachariah Hussein.
Yes, the Brecum Chelsea centre back. Apart from these 3 players, I saw nothing good from the playing body. And to me, yes, it is hard to say.
Did it count that they arrived in the country 2 days? Some of them 24 hours before.
That's another matter.
That is another matter. That is where, for me, I blame the technical team. Look, they are my very good friends. To be honest with you.
And there were also rumors and reports that the ministry told the foreign-based player there was no money to buy them.
It's not rumors. That was fact. It was not wrong. That is a fact. That is a fact. That
erring on the side
the account has been what?
Frozen. The account has been
frozen or something, and therefore the players willingly bought their own ticket. That was a fact. But Ben, let's come to the game itself. Look, when I saw the starting 11, I was a bit wow. Maybe we decided to go for the kill, but my interest was how would that affect the balance of our team, affect the shape of our team? Because look, the technical team, they decided to play what I would term all their ace card from the very start. Look, if you are a coach and you do that, and it backfires, then you don't have a plan B. But I think every coach should have a plan B.
Yeah, the top coaches will say you need to keep your gunpowder dry.
Exactly.
Until you need it.
Until you need it. Because if you come up with the first 11, apart from the back 4, let's start from the middle. you have Ashimero, Yao Yeboah, Joseph Pencil, Fatau,
Dada Mohammed.
Sorry, Dada Mohammed.
Osman Bukhari.
Eden Tepete.
Yeah.
We had 6
attacking
players. So it was very clear from the onset. I told somebody that from the way we've lined up, the Algerians are going to have a field day when they decide to go through the middle. And you were there and you saw it. Yeah. Anytime they went through they just cut us open like that. Because we did not have a proper shield or DM, a ball winner who will make sure that whatever is thrown at us will be repelled and then get on the board and get our intelligence players to go. And
not to cut you, not even necessarily a ball winner. We didn't have a fulcrum to build the passes around, to rotate our possession around.
Who like give and go.
Yes.
Collect, receive.
Because the 2 midfielders in Yeboah and Ashimeru are number 8 and number 10. These guys don't have the discipline to stay deep. He asked Ashimeru to stay deep. He clearly wasn't staying
is
deep.
Clearly a number 10. He wants to attack.
See, and he was playing as a number 6. And most of the time, he was in front of the ball than being behind. Because as a number 6, you need to be behind and see the full field of the pitch and see which side you are supposed to start your operation for, especially when we win back the ball and we want to transit. There was nothing of the sort. And then what actually pushed me was when I saw that when we were actually struggling, our captain, whom I believe technically is the best player in the team, getting on the ball. When I saw that he was being asked to operate from the right wing, virtually stay there as a number 7, and then compete with the left back throughout that second half, I said, no, you don't do that. Does it mean that we don't have a proper winger or proper wingers in this team? Because Yeboah has flourished in this team, not as a right winger. He's done so well for this team whenever he's asked to play as a number 8 or as a number 10. In the last game we played, they had this Liberty boy. I've forgotten this tall.
Simon Zibo. He's red carded.
Zibo played in.
Zibo sat, and then Yeboah was in front. So all that Zibo did was he picks up the ball, he gives it to Yeboah. Go and do your thing, and then he sits.
The challenge today was
Zibo was absent.
Not just that Zibo was absent, which is a fact. He got red carded in the second leg of the Gabon game, which Ghana lost 1-0, but they had already won, I think, the first leg 3-0. So it wasn't. So he's out now. The challenge Tanko faced was the reason Yeboah was shifted to the wings was this. In those 2 games against Gabon, when Zibo played and provided very good shield, allowed Yeboah to play in number 10, there was no Ashimeru.
Yes.
So now, when he brought on Isaac Chum, a central midfielder, a DM, to come and play that Simon Zibo role, Ghana were visibly better in the second half. However, what he did was leave Ashimeru to play as the number 10, and then he moved Yeboah out on the left-hand side.
And that took a lot away from our game. It completely, look, it took a lot away from our game going forward. Because I thought that we had now gotten to the stage where you needed Yeboah to see the ball a bit more. More time, give it to him. But you don't put him where he can only navigate a 180. And look at the Algerian left back. He was very, very intelligent. He will not put pressure. No, he will just make sure that he closes him down by the touchline so that he just touch the ball and then it's off for a throw in. And then tactically, some of the changes I saw. Look, this is not bad deal. If a national player, a player who plays for the Black Stars or any of our national team cannot control and pass, you've got no business being in this team. What I saw of Tepete today, what I saw of that substitute, the guy who came to strike, Famille, what? Numo ingbole mi podenche mag the ball.
Nothing he gets.
Numo ken bo podenche nke mag the ball yen chizu. Mag the ball.
Just say what titi.
Numo mag be.
What ball ko
come on mag the ball. I will control the ball. Me na feel. But you need the ball.
In the words of in the words of Rahman Osman, knife where he blunts if contomre there it
go fit catch am.
You understand what I'm saying?
And at that time, we needed a number 9 who, when the ball is given, at least his first touch will invite him to play. And then the time where he was rather running into the Kotoko, the former Kotoko, you saw that we had a clear attacking move, counter-attacking move. He rather ran into, and the 2 of them were on the page like that, bam, just like that. And for me, look, it's a worry. Because I have so much belief in this team that this is looking more like the future Black Stars. But
It
from
is
what
the
I
future Black
No,
Stars.
from what I saw today, goodness me, look.
They may not have played well as a team, but those players will go on to play for the Black Stars.
Not all of
Those
them.
are not all of obviously
Of
not
course,
all
not
of them.
all of them. But look, from what I saw today, some of them don't even deserve to be. Look, some of the local players will play better. What foreign player? No cheap pass. You can't control and pass and move and receive, control, pass. This simple. These are basics. And you were there. Look at the
Somebody's asking for translation of what Magbebo means. Coach says that he's capable of breaking a ball, controlling a ball, trap control, chest the ball down,
simple.
whatever. That's
Especially
what he
under no pressure. Swenke was there. How many times did he not give the ball away?
Quite a number.
We lost control and everybody became agitated. Look, take him out. I would have done the Jose Mourinho. I would have withdrawn him because at the time we had one more sub. Maybe if a tactical switch had you put him and then push the number 7 who was playing on the also put him through the middle because he felt that
he played him through the middle in the game against Gabon at home.
He scored 2 goals.
Yeah.
So I would have taken him and then put this guy through the middle because he was very comfortable. He thought he could take on everybody on the pitch. So put him there alongside.
Because when Kwabena Owusu plays, he's the one who plays centrally.
Him. Yeah. And then this familiar comes and then he can't even control. Yeah. No fear, no basa, no more. Look, to be honest with you, I think we're out. We'll have to wait for another 4 years because the Algerians,
they're not about to lose.
They knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
Look, but for our goalkeeper, they would have scored.
Kwame Ba.
And look, I repeat, I was at the stadium. I'm a Ghanaian. The penalties that were awarded to Ghana today, if I am the coach of the Black Meteors and the referee awards such a penalty against my team, I will go absolutely ballistic.
Yeah.
Chinalu Sane. Wow. I was about to say Ibrahim Tanko was doing something, but I won't say it. I'll get into trouble, I won't say it.
You see, this is what I have to say about that particular match. I was there as well. And I have to say 2 things. Number 1, I do think that this Black Meteors team, against these Algerians especially, were set up to fail. They were set up to fail from the very beginning. And I'll tell you why. Let me begin with the technical team. They had been camping for the past 3 weeks with local players, played test matches with those local players. It got to a point when he invited the foreign-based players, all right, the foreign-based players hadn't come, but he had already dropped the local players. Those he wanted to drop, he dropped them. More than half of the team were already gone home. Then they discovered that the foreign-based players were not going to be given tickets to come and play the match. So what did they do? Dr. Kofi Amwa, they form a WhatsApp group. They add all the players. They tell them
that this is the situation.
And Dr. Kofi Amwa tells the players, buy your own ticket and come because this game, if you qualify to the CAF under 23 AFCON, it could change your careers for you.
Imagine, he's got money.
He's telling he's told the players that.
And
we have screenshots of the WhatsApp chat. Yaya Boa comes saying, captain, of course, convinces the players, all the players agree to come down and play. So first of all, the players came down with their own tickets. They're not happy with that. That's one. Then they come, and they were coming soppy in badges. In fact, Ibrahim Tanko only had the full complement of his team on Wednesday evening.
On Wednesday.
48 hours before the match. They had 2 practices together before this particular match. Some of them had never played in this team before. So they made a mistake, number 1, by not having the foreign contingent before dropping the local ones. And then once the foreign players came in, they did not have enough time to play together, practice together, and gel together before the match. Issue number 2. The officials, the GFA, the ministry, you may not have provided money to get their tickets to come. The NSA, but there are a few things you can do to make their life comfortable. Number 1, since they started training for more than 3 weeks now, remember when the Christopher Bonny incident happened? We're talking almost a month now. No single official, whether from the GFA, from the ministry, from the NSA, went to visit these boys in camp to tell them anything of any sort. You think words mean nothing, but your presence alone means everything, because and we know when the Black Stars come, after every training session, there's always a dignitary there to meet them. Do something similar. The minister doesn't have to go there. He has deputies. The NSA boss is there. The NC boss is there. Yeah, there are other NC members. Sami Kufuor is there. None of these people went to visit them or to even tell them words of encouragement. Then they come, and this is the worst part. I can tell you today on authority, and I know this for a fact. Throughout the camping, you know the bus they gave them.
Yeah, I heard they're running a shuttle.
Yes, a coaster bus. You know where the Black Stars bus is? It's with the Black Stars B team in Kumasi. They're preparing for a tournament in Senegal, but they haven't left yet. They are there. These guys have potentially an Olympic ticket. If you put that on a scale, this is much more crucial. But no, you go and park the bus in Kumasi for the Black Stars B team, because these guys could have used that bus. They will leave on Tuesday. They'll leave on Sunday, in fact. The game is on Tuesday. Take the bus back to Kumasi. You put them on a coaster bus that has no air condition, nothing. And these guys, the moment the foreign-based players came, they were annoyed. In fact, this morning, when they were going for the game this afternoon, and they discovered that they were going to go to the game in that bus, I can tell you some of the players were furious. They were angry. So once they went onto the pitch, they were already...
I thought the bus no have swag.
Oh, swag behind him. And you know the funny thing? The Algerians were giving...
Hold on. Let me just give listeners a good sense of what's going on as far as the Euro 2020 qualifiers are concerned. There's a crunch game going on. Derby, whatever, rivalry game between, of course, Diamond Shaft and Orange. So Germany 2, Netherlands 2. 3. Okay, so my live score hasn't updated. So the Dutch have just scored 80 minutes or so played in the game. 3-2 to the Netherlands. Friends.
Wow. So this morning when they discovered that they were going to the stadium in that bus, they were livid. And what made it worse was that when the Algerians came, they gave them a proper VIP bus.
What is this?
Proper VIP bus. And the guys were, and I spoke to some of them after the game, and they were, and at the mix zone, the two buses were packed side by side. Let me send Edwin the photo. I took a photo, you know me. Let me send Edwin the photo to tweet the Black Stars bus and the Algerian bus. One of the players told me, and I quote, "It's not like these people, when we go there, they treat us any good. But when they come here, we treat them like kings."
That is how serious it was.
That's how serious the situation.
Algerian good buses to ride.
That's how serious. So they were already annoyed, angry, upset. They bought their own tickets. You put them in a rickety bus. You've not watered the pitch.
The pitch was bad.
You've not watered the NSA. And let me come to the NSA. Ben, I went to the stadium today. The tickets they sold.
Yes,
we need accountability. How can we organize? The lack of planning in this country, the lack of foresight.
These are the things Neil and
it's embarrassing.
No, but I don't think when you say lack of planning and lack of foresight, you make it sound like, oh, they don't. I never want to believe that these things are not done deliberately. These things are very, very, very deliberate. The NSA have known for weeks that this game was coming to town. So what?
They actually know because the tickets.
And you see, it's not like they don't care because they don't care. They don't care because they're not caring benefits somebody's pockets.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So Ghana is playing an Olympic qualifier, half under 23, because that tournament will lead to the Olympics. Then the tickets at the gate are tickets from December when Ghana played against Togo in the same qualifying match in Kumasi at the Babaya Sports Stadium. Ghana won that game by 4-1. The remaining tickets that they didn't sell there, that's what they brought, and that's what they sold to people. So you can see on the ticket, Ghana is playing
2019.
Yes. 2019 ticket, 2018 ticket.
Give somebody a knock.
You see, then that's what they've sold to the people. And clearly written on the ticket, you can see Ghana versus Togo, Babaya Stadium, 8th December 2018. And the price is on it. And you know what even annoys me? Ghana versus Togolese counterparts. On the ticket, Ghana versus Togolese counterparts. What is that, bro?
For Bonin so.
Ghana versus Togolese counterparts. What is Togolese counterparts? Then we've sold those tickets. So how do you even trace these tickets? How do you trace accountability?
But even if you are stayed, look, if you look at the manner in which if you look at the manner in which the tickets were being sold, some of the tickets were not being sold at the gate. So people were outside of the stadium, holding the tickets in the in the booklet form, and they were selling it.
But at the end of the day, you see, the first gentleman of the land says that his sports minister is doing great. And he oversees all these institutions.
So NSA doesn't water the pitch. The tickets they are selling are from 2018, a 2018 game. It's not that the tickets are old; they're for the wrong game.
2018 game we've played already.
And all of these conditions put together, how do you expect this team to succeed? That's the question. That's why I said it was set up to fail from the very beginning. The conditions were just not right for them to succeed. And Christopher has already enumerated the technical aspect of it. I'm talking about all of the other circumstances around this game.
And look, just to say this, when a game is there to be played, preparation is about 80%. Whatever you see on the pitch is just the last 20% of the game.
And when people
so
are
if you've
right
taken the technical, look, I visited them over the weekend. I was there. I had last weekend, and then I had a very lengthy chat with the technical team, and the coaches were not happy with the fact that they have to practically beg these boys to buy their own ticket. Mother Ghana in this modern era, somebody receives over $500,000 way back in January into the FA's account. The next tranche, I'm told, is in. And he rather is telling them via a text message that you buy, because when you qualify, it will change your destiny as a player. Are you serious? This is somebody who is the chairman of the NC Normalization Committee.
Let me just get through a few more messages. Friends will read a few tweets that have been coming through, and then we'll take this show home. Yao Coded from Goss, who says that the only Goro I know is the one in Mortal Kombat. It was having 4 hands. It had 4 hands. No wonder the Accra Goro had so many pockets for predating. Hey, Charlie. I like the link there. Gideon from Roman Rich says, hi guys, haven't heard your take on the resignation of the NC committee's PRO. Trust me, it is not a significant topic.
Oh, at all.
There was probably something fishy going on there. No,
you can't resign from jobs all the time.
You can't be. Let me know if you can just get into it.
I have my own take about that.
Joshua from Ashaiman, Lebanon says that Coach Kwesi Appiah has transferred. No, I won't read this. I will not do this. Mangala Jesse in Tessinugwa Estate says that the coach outplayed Ashimero. He played him in a wrong position. I think that's what you are trying to say. As a 6 instead of 8. Bench Isaac Chum. What a coach. LOL, you say. Ochadia from Medina says Numo, control and pass are thoughts at the coach level.
Basic.
Beknash from Tabora says all these people call themselves coaches with big names. Numo, fire them all. Banana says that the only chance Tanko has of beating Algeria in their backyard is if he plays a counter-attack. I have never been a fan of Yao Yeboah. He's a dull player. Hey, Charlie. Nana from Kokomlemle says, Coach Chris, do all. You be big man, but Ben, you must talk about NBA 2K20. It comes out tonight. I think you just did that for me. Raymond in Tema says that with coach's experience in coast football and youth football, the next FA need to give him under 17, under 20 coaching role at the national team. He'll do a good job. This one's from Chief Obina, the Equiapim Mo Salah.
Oh,
the submarine artist.
Oh, Charlie.
Charlie, the Equiapim Salah. Hey! He says, please, good evening. This under-23 team is the weakest ever in the history of our national teams, and we should give the blame to the ministry and the NC. Okay. And just like we always do on the show, we'll finish this one with our Sports Panorama Betway picks of the week. So we have England taking on Bulgaria tomorrow. England to win and over 2.5 goals to be scored. France versus Albania. We have France winning. Again, over 2.5 goals to be scored.
Goals, Zanla.
We have Turkey versus Andorra.
Oh.
Charlie, Andorra, they need to respect themselves. Andorra have not scored a single goal in the qualifiers in 4 matches. They've already conceded 10. Yeah, so there's Turkey versus Andorra also happening. And we went for over 2.5 in that particular game. We didn't pick a winner. There's Azerbaijan versus Croatia going on. We have Croatia, the away side, to win. And then we have Serbia versus Portugal. A draw in that game. If you go to the booking code...
Daniel Kranz has a perplexed look on his face.
Serbia play at home, Portugal play away. Look, if you know what you know what you're about, you know that you cannot put your hope in Portugal.
Daniel Kranz, no, you allow him. Let him say something.
European champions. When Daddy is back.
The
champions of the nations.
Daddy is always around when Portugal plays.
But Cranton, you know that Portugal have a habit of always complicating qualifiers.
Okay.
Portugal will qualify via playoff on the last day. Mark our words. Well, the booking code.
There's a particular game. I'll be looking out for that one. Spain versus Faroe Islands. I pity Faroe Islands, Charlie. They'll get stuffed properly.
No, but me, I say Andorra versus Turkey is where you should be looking. It will be a bloodbath. I'm telling you. Booking code 4D. D.
4.
D for donkey.
D for dragon.
D for dragon.
Oh wait, Nathan, dragon.
Donald.
The Cisco song.
Donut. Dumbbell.
Dondo. Mami bo dondo.
D for dondo. So 4D, 7D, 785. Don't misbehave. 4D, 7D, 785.
I love those D's.
Charlie, stop misbehaving. That's your booking code for Sports Panorama's picks of the week. We'll do quick shout-outs around the table, 10 seconds each before we go. Coach, no, Daniel, let me start off with you. Barbering shop today too?
Yeah, and my very good friend.
Charlie, wait, what's the name of the barbering shop?
All for one. All for one.
All for one meaning that they use one clippers to cut all your hair. Everybody's
they'll be very disappointed there's no Premier League action. In fact, they kickstart the weekend for me. 11 o'clock, they are already tuned into City 97.
Top guys.
FM. Charlie, they are bashing the whole hood. But tomorrow I'll visit them, so Charlie, all for one, more lie.
Yeah, because the punk is not looking luxurious at all, Charlie.
And a last shout out, and this one coach would need to. Our colleague Michael Obodu is legalizing. Charlie, don't call me that move.
Charlie, Michael Obodu,
he's a big man.
See, me and Michael Obodu, we have our own language. But Michael Obodu, a hard guy.
Hard.
On top of everything, he indulges in other things. Fenty Utairu will testify.
Yeah.
Charlie, the guy.
Ogbodu.
Drop a few words on Ogbodu as he is preparing to tie the knots.
Oh, no more Ogbodu.
Michael.
No more ole wale wana wale be no fi oni bi. No ya na enyu waka waya. Belemola. Belemola.
Bieja.
Belemola.
Bieja.
Belemola.
Bieja.
Oh, no more. Wally, when I come, your parcel will be in the envelope. It has a brown covering. Just peel it. And then the original Goro is what you get.
Fantastic stuff.
Oh my goodness.
Charlie. Nathan.
Oh man, shouts to everybody who listens.
Why did they jump me?
Relax.
What?
Why are you always right? Have I jumped you?
Nah.
You this young man.
Shouts to everybody who listens to us. Earlier today, our colleague JB picked an Uber, and the Uber driver said he wanted to see me and by extension, like, say hi to everybody. So, good evening, Stephen Gave. I think I got the name right. Yeah, I think I met you earlier this evening. Great guy. He loves the show a lot. So, thank you very much for tuning in. And if you are listening to us, hey, thank you very much for tuning in. We do this for you. And and have a safe weekend. Enjoy yourselves.
Fent?
Oh yeah, I only have one shout out to Kwame Kwache, aka Ataji man.
Hey Charlie, let me show the air. I know that you are telling us. I don't like.
I have two shout outs.
No, you can't shout out. Okay, I'll come back to you.
I have not done my funny.
So Kwame, last time he gave me something called Ataji milk.
The type of things you are advertising on this show.
We are not advertising. We are showing appreciation to people who show appreciation to us.
What exactly did you use the Ataji for?
I said it was for breakfast.
I'm done with you. I'm done with you. You can't talk again. Ataji for breakfast?
Oh, actually, yeah. Like they make it into porridge.
Hey.
And bring it and they add milk.
So you have a biscuit or bread or what? Charlie, you're not serious.
Oh, pie. They added pie.
Ah, Charlie.
Because you see, I was a bit late. I ran into this gentleman who I didn't know anyway. Just said, look, coach, I listen to you every day. I listen to you and the guys, but my wife is your biggest fan.
Wow.
And do you know where she works? She works at EcoBank Miles. Madam Hawa Awudu. Madam Hawa Awudu.
I know her.
No more. EcoBank Mile 7. One of these days, I'll pass by, and when I do, in Lebeno Fioni, shout out to Madam Hawa Awudu.
Sir.
And then to my colleague, Miss Gifty Labi. Miss Labi, job. I'll see you guys on Monday.
Ben,
shout out.
This guy deserves a shout out.
Please, who is this?
Amin Shadow. He saw you at the Congress.
Charlie, I mean,
in the plateau.
The shadow here.
See,
the two of them.
If two people deserve shout out, it is these two people.
Hey, I said the two of them.
Especially the tilapia.
The tilapia of Ghana football.
I mean, Shadow and Patrick Akoto, those two.
The kinds of problems they have caused. The kinds of problems they've caused. But they are great guys.
Very great.
And for
very smart.
I mean, Shadow celebrates his birthday the day after mine. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah.
But Pato Sweet was.
No, yesterday Pato shout out.
Don't go there. Now you Accra Academy boy.
Pato came with the heavenly kaftan. Kaftan Munina came home. Pato.
Today I saw him at the stadium. You know what he was wearing? Tracksuit. The one sponsoring Ashanti Gold and Media Mapoko.
Yeah.
You know what he said? He said, yeah, we're not in business. Sports Panorama. If you want tracks, we'll do so for you.
I say a final shout out to Elaine Vilke. A belated happy birthday to you, good friend of mine, Elaine Vilke. You celebrated your birthday a couple of days ago, so a big belated happy birthday to you. That's about it from us here on the show Sports Panorama. Benjamin Inketia, Coach Christopher Nimbley, Nathan Kwa, Fentio Tahiro, and also Daniel Cranting. Studio hands from Daniel Squashy. Thanks you very much for the text messages and also for the tweets as well. Next week, we go at it again. Show proudly brought to us by Betway and also by DSTV. We're out.